Hey guys. Hey, it's another day. We're gonna take the boat out today. Yep. That's the introduction. Isn't that a wonderful introduction? No, from the last time we brought the boat out to now, we haven't done anything. But I want to see how it runs and everything else due to all the stuff we had to deal with tuning up, fuel, pump, and yeah, everything else basically. Everything in the last video. But yeah, we're going to take it out and see how it goes. All right, so yeah, let's get this 96 Mercruiser on the road or in the water, depending on however you want to look at it. But yep, adventure time. Here we go. Well, after we got to the island, it was quite nice for quite a while. And then the storms started rolling in, so we decided to get out of there and start traveling down, having a little bit of fun on the way. We met a problem. Well, you'll see. Well, I'm back from my boat trip. It was a pretty decent boat trip. As well, y'all saw riding out there, it was a pretty day. Until you see the clouds rolling in and us trying to get out of there before the clouds. Well, where we're at, we have a bay that is where you don't go. And we went as traveling, trying to go to a restaurant to eat with some of our friends. And we hit rock bottom. Actually, muddy bottom. We wrapped a crab trap in the prop, got it out, that was no issue. But we started smelling something electrical. I looked at my panel board, meaning down here. My bilge pump had been on for almost an hour, and I had too much fun at the time driving down, just hanging out with them, our friends, rather than looking at what's going on. So when I put the pump, or the bilge pump on, we were leaving the island that we went to, about a 20 to 30 minute ride, and we were still hanging out and everything else. Well, then we started smelling an electrical smell. So when I looked at my panel board and saw the bilge pump was still on. So I have an burnt electrical smell that was in the engine compartment for a while, and we couldn't get it out, and I was afraid that it was something else, and we were in the middle of the bay where there was no boat traffic, and all my friends that have boats were either gone or a long way away, or they don't have a boat anymore. So, well, so now here we are again. I'm looking up under there. I'm gonna check the bilge pump because 99% of what I think it is the bilge pump. And I wanted to replace the bilge pump because this is not an automatic bilge pump. This is a standard turn on, turn off bilge pump. And I want to install an automatic bilge pump just in case the water level gets too high and I'm not paying attention and we get waterlogged and then we sink. So my next project right now is checking that out, and yeah, hopefully ordering one and replacing that one. And then after that project, lo and behold, finally the stereo gets put in. But we'll get to that. All right. That's weird. All right, well, we are dead. Look at these gauges. The fuel moves just a little bit. Voltmeter does not move at all. I don't have any power for some reason. All right, well, got the battery charger on there. Right there with all my wires. Got my voltage right here, watching it. So, working my way around this thing to see what happens. See? Oh look, everything pops on. The bilge is still working. That's still working. There doesn't work. Courtesy lights work. Nav lights don't work. Horns don't work, really. It tries. But I don't like that sound. There we go. That's what a blower's supposed to sound like. So, work our way down. Something is not right. Well, I want to apologize for the sound first. It's kind of loud in here because it's hot. But yeah, so the last time you saw me, I was fiddling in the boat, and I decided, hey, let's pull the whole engine harness out. So I did, and found a couple of issues. One is, where is it? These go to the oil pressure sensor, and I had an issue with it. I'm gonna walk over here and grab it. So this is the old style. All right. Well, when you look at it, you see that one tab right there. Well, there's supposed to be a tab right there too. It broke off, and I can't really find these easily. So I decided to say, get rid of this mess and buy a different style. And yeah, so we're gonna see how this works. Same thread pitch right there. It comes with a different style connector so that it can unplug and plug in, which is going to be helpful due to the fact of then I don't have these little terminals like this. So we're going to get rid of these and use this now. Fingers crossed it works. It should be the same voltage everything else. The other thing I got was making sure my voltage is correct everywhere and it's not grounding out. It's got another starter solenoid. All right, got another bilge pump. This one's an auto bilge pump, unlike my other one. And then decided, hey, it's not that expensive to get another starter, because I'm scared that the solenoid in here is messed up on the other one, because as soon as I put the power wire on and the ground to the engine, guess what? It grounds out and starts pulling power off the battery with nothing connected. So that's the only thing I can think of, unless it's another sensor or solenoid grounded out. So we're going to work with that. And if that works and there's no power pull with the ignition completely off, then hopefully we fixed it. I've cleaned up the wiring to this, wiped it all down so it's nice and pretty and very clean. And then after I do all this, I'm going to put this back in. I want to clean up the alternator a little bit more because I found a loose fitting on there and I had to tighten it up, which I think has a little probability for some things. And yeah, we're gonna get this thing back in order and working correctly. Shout out to the I guess C-Lock stern drive book. This thing has everything I need in it, and yeah, so we're getting it done. It's gonna take a little bit, but about 2 hours, and I should have everything back in order and put back together the correct way. I don't know if this one is bad or good. I don't care. It was like 13 or 15 bucks for a new one, so toss that one to the side. Got a new one. Yeah, and I'll probably order another one just to have on the boat at all times, just in case, because it is an old boat, and if that goes wrong in the middle of us traveling around, I'm up the creek without a paddle. With that, I could jump it, but why try and sit there and do all that when you can just have a second one that is super small in a dry box and ready to go? So we're gonna get to that and get everything situated. Let's do that. Little slight intermission here. Let's start this thing up. Oh yeah. America. Yeah. Oh, loves it. Them belts squealing. There's too much power. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. All right, well, my camera died. So, here's a little plug for the new oil pressure sensor. It's going in. Yep, got all this ready to go. Now I just have to go put it in the boat and let you know about these things. If you've never seen these things, they're pretty cool. They're waterproof. I'm shaking a little bit because I haven't eaten yet and I've had too much caffeine. It's a hot day. But they got solder in the middle, and basically they work really well. All you need is a wire strippers and a heat gun, and that's it. If you want, you can look down in the description below. They'll be down there. They're awesome tools whenever you're doing any type of electrical. So I did just like everything else. We wrapped them up in electrical tape, just like that. So they're not really shortened. They're kind of a little too long because they plug in the same place as this does, basically. So we're going to get out there and throw all this in with a new starter, with a new bilge pump, with a new relay, and then check to see if my battery drains again. Hopefully it doesn't, because I'm tired of that. So let's go do that. Well, first things first, we're going to wait on this. We're going to get this starter off right down here, if you can see. Oh, let me get a light. Oh, I got to figure out what bolt size that is down there, but shouldn't be too difficult. It's 2 bolts. It's just gonna be difficult to get to. So other than that, we're gonna pull that SAFA out and slap in the other one, and then get all these wires in. And I'm gonna reroute this power wire right here because I pulled it out and now it's in the way. So let me pull this thing out and let y'all know what bolt size that is. Almost looks like a 12 or a 14, but let's find out. All right, so we got it out. There's the 2 bolt holes. Got a little oil on it. Leave a little bit of oil. And here's the bolt. So that lines up with a 13, but it's probably a standard because, yeah. Nope, 13 works. It's a 13, so it's a pain in the butt to get down there, by the way, with all this in the way. So my suggestion would be remove your back seat and anything you can get out of the way. You can finagle that thing out through that little door right there, but it would just be easier just to get rid of it all. So now we got that one out, let's grab our new and improved one right here. I'm going to take all these nuts off and everything so we can easily get to where we need to get to, and bolt everything down like we need to bolt it. So let's do that. All right, well, I got the starter back in down here. New starter, lights, there we go. New starter right there. And now we're gonna move up here and throw all this wiring in. It's not too much, so shouldn't take too long. Let me get to that. Ooh, it's hot. My shirt has turned light gray to dark gray because of sweat. So, got this automatic bilge pump. Looking at it, I'm down in the depths. So we got it. You can hear the little float. All right, well, we got that. We got 3 wires that come with it. One connects to a positive all the time, and the other 2 hook to the switch. So one's a ground and one's a switch power. So we're gonna get this down in the depths of here. If we can see down here, there's the old one. I just pulled it up from over there. So now I gotta get that hose off. See anything? The hose off that's on it. And once I do that, there we go. We'll hook the other one up, wire it in. We should be good to go. let's do that. Well, I wasn't thinking about this when I ordered it. So you see this little inlet, you see that little inlet. Now let's watch this. This little inlet can go in there and it wiggles around. I've got to get an adapter for this. It needs to, yeah, I don't have a bigger hose, so I've got to get an adapter to fit a smaller hose. So this is the size I need, which looks like about 1/2 inch. It looks like 3/4. So I'm gonna go see if I have anything that fits this to that size. Look how crummy this thing looks too. It's been here probably 28 years. Gross. But now I got a new one. So I can still put the base in. A little trailer hitch wire dealio. Here's the constant power, which is going to be switched over and actually used, because this one doesn't have that hooked up, but this one will. So we're going to hook a wire up from here all the way to the battery. Okay, so everything, even the starter down here, can't really see it because I took away the light. Even the starter right there is fully hooked up, and everything else is hooked up. The wiring harness back there is hooked up. Solenoid right here is hooked up. Everything is hooked up besides one ground and the bilge pump, and that's all I got to do. So I got to go to the store and get a reducer for the bilge pump so I can get this on here, because I don't feel like waiting and I don't want to order another pump. It shouldn't be that bad, should it? Going from 3/4 to 1/2 inch? I don't think so. It's not like it's going to be running forever and it's going to be pushing a heck of a lot of water. Unless I'm going down and, knock on wood, I don't start sinking. So, plus we're normally in the deepest water is I think 40 feet, maybe. I'd say bye-bye to it, but we aren't far from the shore normally where we run. So what we're going to do next is go to the store and change clothes, because I'm soaked, and eat some lunch. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, well, I'm back from the store. I almost had what I needed, almost. So don't make fun of my ghetto fix. Like I said, this is a 1/2 inch. Now what come with this new one is a 3/4 inch. So in old jerry rigging fashion, we have a 3/4 to 1/2 inch. Yes, that is JB Weld, as well as it is glued with PVC glue. Is a step down from a 3/4 to a threaded 1/2 inch. Why threaded? Because the actual 1/2 inch was either female and didn't have a male, because they don't make them. So this is the only thing closest to this that matches the contour of that. And seeing as it's plastic and it's going to be secured, there's no point. It should secure itself pretty good. It just has to get water evacuated out. So yeah, I'm just waiting on this to dry a little bit more, and it should be good to go. I might let it cure for an entire day, because it is glued, but at the same time the glue was not settling good, so made that work. But in essence, I've wired it in. Here's my all-time power wire, which I got to hook up, and then here's my other wires, ground and power, and then this is the constant power. So that's the last thing. So bilge is basically done. Just have to put it in. I've already put the mount in. It was a pain in my butt because of where I had it, but it is done. So everything is now done. Got my oil pressure sensor in, got my mount down there, if you can see any of this. Got my ground done. Need to put the intake back on, and then hook up the power, and fingers crossed it doesn't drain the battery 100% like it has before. We're gonna put some water on it and we're gonna run it and see what happens. So we're gonna get to that. All right, so I hooked up the voltmeter, as you see, 12.5. Have it hooked up to a solar panel and the probes. Got water running somewhere down there if you can see it. All right, hopefully this works. Hopefully it works. Let's see. All right, everything looking good. good, looking good. All right. Everything's looking good. RPMs look good. Bolts don't look too good. Not up here at least. Oil pressure looks good. Oh, let's go back here. There we go. Coming up. All right. Idle's good. All right. Sounding good, looking good. So, contemplation. While this thing runs for a minute. Yeah, I've got an issue. My issue is the factor of I've got to find out why my power is still coming out of it, because it's still dropping power with nothing on. Yeah, nothing's on and it's still dropping power. It drops about 10 volts before it kind of evens out. It was at 1260 and then dropped down to 1250 into the 40s. So I'm just going to get a disconnect and I'm going to keep searching for this. As it runs, as you see, it builds back up, but yeah, I still got issues, so I got to figure that out. But it is what it is right now, and keep on trucking. Still got to put my stereo in and clean up a few more bits. Then put that bilge in. I'm going to let that bilge dry for a little bit and then I'll put it in, because I don't want it to come in and then it just break. So we're at a close for this. And I'm happy about that, because I fixed what I wanted to fix, went over what I wanted to go over, and now this thing sounds good. It's cool to the touch. Worst case scenario with the charging system is we'll just end up buying another alternator or getting this one rebuilt. So yeah, but if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, please subscribe and like the video if you want to. I don't care. Comment if you have any questions. All the stuff I've used in this video is going to be found in the link in the description below. Yeah, we're gonna get back on the water soon. Until next time.